Hello, I am Mohammad Musharraf, an expert in blockchain, crypto, and Web3. In this regard, the one technology that brings Web3 to life is blockchain, a distributed ledger technology first used as the underlying infrastructure of the most popular cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Thanks to the rapid advancement in blockchain technology over the years, it is today powering the new generation of the internet. Web3, as we saw, is all about decentralization, and blockchain has majorly contributed to this by enabling peer-to-peer systems that do not rely on a central entity but instead have their control distributed among their users. But what exactly is blockchain? A blockchain is a database that records information, but unlike regular databases with a single server storing all the information, blockchains rely on tens, hundreds, or even thousands of nodes or computers spread across the globe. The fact that so many nodes record and store the same set of information, it is almost impossible for anyone to find a central point of failure to breach the system and tamper with the data. To paint a clearer picture, imagine this. There is a set of data stored across thousands of nodes, and each of these nodes is individually responsible for its security. Whenever new data is to be added to the system, a majority of these nodes must verify and approve it before it gets recorded. In this case, even if a few nodes try to falsify the data or tamper with the existing data, most of the nodes will still maintain the original records, thus making data manipulation extremely difficult. In a nutshell, that is what blockchain does. As opposed to that, take everyday accounting for example. In this case, one person records all transactions in a ledger that is stored on a single server. This creates a central point of failure, increasing the chances of a data breach. Now, let's dive deeper. The primary features of blockchain can be broken down into three broad categories: decentralization, immutability, and transparency. All recorded transactions on a blockchain are distributed across a large group of computers called nodes, making the system decentralized. And anyone can become a node on a blockchain, making the system highly inclusive. This decentralization results in immutability. That means it is almost impractical and unfeasible to find and hack all the nodes of a blockchain to manipulate any specific data stored on them. With decentralization also comes transparency. As blockchains allow anyone to become a node and store its records, the data is also readily available for anyone to view and read. However, there are also other types of blockchains that are more private. Blockchains are also almost resistant to downtimes because there's almost no possibility that all nodes operating a blockchain will go offline at the same time. That is very unlike centralized servers such as AWS, which often have downtimes when the servers storing the data go offline. This means blockchains are more effective than regular Web2 servers at keeping applications online and running. Now that we know the USPs of blockchain, let's take a closer look at how these features work. There are three major elements that enable the functioning of a blockchain: blocks, nodes, and miners. Blocks essentially pack and hold together new sets of data generated on a blockchain, which happens when new transactions are requested. These blocks have limited space, and once full, they are closed and linked to the previously created chain of blocks called the blockchain. But who stores these blocks? That's where nodes come in. These nodes are in fact computers that function as individual servers hosting the entire blockchain's data. And every time a new set of information is generated on a blockchain, these nodes verify the transaction details and store only the correct ones on their system. And like we mentioned earlier, there could be tens, hundreds, or even thousands of nodes per blockchain. Every time more information has to be recorded on a blockchain, more blocks need to be created or mined. To do this, blockchain miners compete against each other to mine a new block and add it to the blockchain through digital mining, which includes solving an encrypted puzzle using computers with high computing power. As compensation for the contribution to a blockchain, the blockchain rewards the winning miner for each block in the form of its native cryptocurrency. This remuneration ensures that miners have an incentive to act in the favor of the network and not try to manipulate transactions. Now that you know the basics of how blockchains function, you might wonder, what practical use cases do they have? In simple terms, due to the decentralization, privacy, and transparency in how they record data, blockchains are being used across a wide range of industries such as real estate, finance and banking, healthcare, digital identity, supply chain, and so on. One of the most talked about and most known use cases of blockchain is, of course, cryptocurrencies and decentralized finance. Cryptocurrencies are digital assets that can be used either as a currency and a store of value or as a utility token. And they are powering the new financial ecosystem that gets rid of middlemen like banks to introduce a peer-to-peer model of conducting all financial activities. We'll see more of this in our coming videos. Apart from crypto and DeFi, however, one of the most exciting use cases of blockchain includes what we have discussed in our previous videos, Web3. Web3's vision to offer data privacy, create a user-centric digital economy, remove intermediaries, and distribute control of internet platforms to its users align perfectly with what blockchain technology offers. This has made blockchain the perfect fit for acting as the base layer of Web3. Moving on, in our next video, we will see what cryptocurrencies are and how they form the value layer of Web3. And like a blockchain, we will continue adding blocks of knowledge about Web3 in your life as we move on. Thank you.